feet on a flight, it soon may be a reality.
With United's new Relax Row launching in 2027, economy seats will be able to convert to a couch or bed in an effort to make long-haul trips more comfortable. The Chicago-based airline says the new option is ideal for customers who want the value of United Economy, but with a little extra comfort. It will include up to 12 sections per plane, and customers will receive a mattress pad, specially sized blankets, and extra pillows, as well as larger TV screens. The airline has not yet revealed the cost of the Relax Row or booking options. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
3:58, time to check out on the roads now. Here's Neil Fiorito.
All right, we have a couple of trouble spots, Lisa. We'll start on the Stevenson inbound.
At least it's warm, right?
Of a crash. Traffic really heavy as you make your way into Burridge. Your stop and go inbound from the Veterans Tollway again to Route 83. 55 in for the Veterans, 25 in from the Tri-State. The turnaround trip is 50 to 294 and hour 7 to 355. The other trouble spot is on DuSable Lakeshore Drive. It sure looks like a crash northbound at Fullerton. Traffic really starting to jam up for North Avenue. Your next report coming up at 4:08. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
For the rest of today, warm and breezy with a high of 72. Could get a thunderstorm tonight, maybe south of Chicago, a low of 53. A couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Temperatures in the 50s, but falling into the 40s along the lakefront by nightfall. Right now, we have 70 degrees at 3:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago.
It's 4 o'clock. There we go. We'll start with a pothole. How about that?
WBBM.
Pothole. In the next half hour on News Radio WBBM.
Progressive
4 people
pothole.
dead, including 3 students, after a house fire in South Suburban Crete.
This is Andy Dane. Why King County's top prosecutor is being taken to court by a former employee.
Plus, a jury in Los Angeles reaches a verdict in a landmark social media addiction case. The latest on that coming up from CBS News. Sports Bulls take on the Sixers and Phillies. MLB season starts tonight in business.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Street ends higher again on hopes for ceasefire talks to end the war. The Dow up 305, the Nasdaq up 168, the S&P ahead by 36.
We've got partly sunny skies, 70 degrees at 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A Los Angeles jury finds the parent companies of Instagram and YouTube liable in a landmark social media addiction trial. Juliana Arnold of the online safety advocacy group Parents Rise.
We now know that they were manipulating our children for profits while we were watching and trying to keep our families safe.
The plaintiff is a woman who says she became addicted to social media as a child and that the addiction exacerbated her mental health struggles. The companies must pay her a total of $6 million in damages. They're appealing. CBS's Jolene Kent.
Even though these intentions have been spoken in such a way, there has been a lack of federal guidance and regulation on this front, which has led to today. And so the precedents that might be set today and yesterday in New Mexico will be useful to those who are filing these lawsuits.
Still no funding deal yet on Capitol Hill to reopen the government. Meantime, this woman at LaGuardia Airport faces huge lines at TSA checkpoints and missed flights.
Called the airlines, called my Uber, didn't get no sleep last night because I didn't want to miss the flight, get here on time, and then they just scattered me, go over there, go sit over there in the Bermuda room for 4 hours.
CBS's Nicole Skanga at Houston's airport.
When we arrived this morning, we found travelers who were actually asleep outside of this TSA security screening point just so they could be among the first in line once things opened up.
The White House says negotiations continue with Iran in an effort to end the war, but Iran's foreign minister says they do not plan on any negotiations. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
We're not going to get into the details of these negotiations and conversations that continue to take place, as of course you can imagine. They are very sensitive diplomatic discussions.
Some lawmakers have been given a classified briefing about the war with Iran. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, Congressman Adam Smith, after the briefing.
The big question is, what is the plan to achieve the objective?
He said the objective appears to be to fundamentally break Iran so it no longer has a nuclear program or ballistic missile program. As to the subject of U.S. ground troops came up.
There was discussion, there were no specific answers.
Nearly 2 months since Nancy Guthrie disappeared from her home in Tucson, Arizona, her daughter Savannah appeared on NBC's Today Show with Hoda Kotb to make another appeal to the public for help.
Someone needs to do the right thing.
We are in agony. We are in agony. It is unbearable.
Police have yet to identify or locate the suspect. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry.
What's up, Marietta? What do you know?
$20 off purchases of $99 or more.
I'm doing all right. It's warm out again, 70 degrees. We got this temperature going up and down. I'm going to somebody. Somebody gave me a tip about something, so I'm going north on something. We're going to see some fun stuff today.
Wednesday, the 25th day of March. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. A busy news day. I'm Lisa Fielding. We have 70 degrees, partly sunny skies. Winds out of the southwest now gusting at 29 miles an hour. A breezy and warmer day today. A high of 70. Could get some storms, though, tomorrow. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 4:15. But first at 4, South Suburban Crete has been hit with another tragedy this week. Yesterday, we told you that 30-year-old Jenna Strobel will be extradited to Illinois after being charged with first-degree murder in a triple homicide of a 32-year-old man and his parents. Now, officials there are investigating an overnight house fire that killed 4 people, including some students. WBBM's Carolina Garibay has the story.
Village officials say they were called to a single-story home on Chalet Court just before 1 a.m. and arrived to the home engulfed in flames. They were able to control the fire in about 40 minutes after battling heavy flames that led the roof to collapse. Inside, they found 4 people dead. Officials have not yet identified the victims, but school officials say 2 of the victims were students at Moni Elementary and 1 was a high school student at Crete Moni High School. Officials are still investigating the cause and origin of the fire. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Kane County's top prosecutor is being taken to court over an alleged retaliatory firing.
A new lawsuit accuses State's Attorney Jamie Mosser and other Kane County leaders of knowingly putting incorrect dates on criminal complaints to avoid overtime and ease some court staffing. Former prosecutor Eric Walliser alleges that he raised concerns about the backdating policy last year, including his beliefs it was both illegal and unfair, and weeks later, he was fired. The suit also claims once Walliser was dismissed, the county stopped backdating documents. In a statement, Mosser says her office, quote, looks forward to presenting all the facts in the proper legal forum. Walliser's suit seeks back pay, lost benefits, and other damages. Andy Dane, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
In Chicago, the mayor has vetoed a proposal to freeze the city's ordinance that increases pay for restaurant servers and other tip workers. The mayor formally vetoed the measure during a ceremony today at a restaurant in the Woodlawn neighborhood on the south side. He disputes claims from the restaurant industry that the 5-year effort to reduce the so-called tip credit for Chicago's minimum wage is putting a strain on business owners.
Since July 1, 2024, the city has issued 1,574 new retail food establishment licenses while renewing 83% in 2025. So in other words, since we have raised the wages of workers, restaurants are actually doing better.
An override would require yes votes from at least 34 aldermen. The former manager of a Hoffman Estate self-storage facility admitted that he stole and sold sports memorabilia belonging to the estate of Walter Payton. Now he's reached a deal with federal prosecutors.
55-year-old Heath Matlock, according to prosecutors, had access to the locked units where the estate was storing items and stole 3 things: a 1978 Pro Bowl Outstanding Player Trophy, a 1987 Tom Landry Award, and a Madden Team Award trophy. He then sold the items at a pawn shop in Hammond for $75,000, a fraction of their value. This occurred in 2021. The items were later recovered. Matlock pleaded guilty earlier this year to interstate transportation of stolen property. Prosecutors are recommending probation, forfeiture of a car, an Infiniti that he bought, and $75,000. Sentencing is scheduled for May. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, if you received a strange text about unsettled traffic tickets on your record, I did. The Illinois Secretary of State says do not click those links.
Please exercise caution when receiving unsolicited text messages that appear to come from the Illinois Secretary of State or the DMV.
Illinois Secretary of State Alexa Janulius is saying watch out for text scams coming to your phone. He says they're meant to trick you into clicking on fake links, then asking for your personal information and your money.
Our office will never send a text message demanding payment or threatening to revoke your driver's license.
He wants the elderly population and residents with limited digital literacy to be aware of the scams, as they are typically targeted.
Here's what we're asking residents to do. Take a snapshot of it and forward it to scamalert@ilsos.gov. Immediately delete the message.
Lynn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Good tips. 408. Traffic and weather together on the H to the roads now. Neil Fiorito.
All right, Southwest suburbs.
We're gonna go see what's up, everybody. SubX.News on the spot reporting. 4:08 p.m. Oh man, there's tons of stuff happening. Right, there you go. He's collecting. They're giving out more and more. Look, all the empty parking spaces. You see that? The empty parking spaces because no one's here, right? There's a crash on Fullerton, and I want to go north, but I'm going to do it. Somebody gave me a tip on a story. I'm going to go and check it out. I'm going to show you this. Somebody gave me a tip on a story on the south side, and when I posted it, I was told I was dumb and stupid. Now it has just happened. I'm going to the north side and show it, and we're going to talk about it, right? That what's actually happening, and that the person that's running our city is a criminal thief, right? What is this? Oh, because Trump and ICE messed up, Isidore. Yeah, you block the text. You don't. And then there's phone calls. People get your number from companies like your credit cards and banks. And then they pretend to be your bank and your credit card. But they're not. All right, we're going to go this way because that's backed up. They said there's oh man, I could have went that way. There's no accident. Damn it. Oh well. That's the way life goes. We all make decisions, right? I heard there was an accident on Fullerton, so that's why I didn't get on Lakeshore Drive. So. But yeah, there's something going on up here that I'm going to go take a look. And everybody's seen the picture that guy was a gangbanger, the migrant, the illegal migrant. He was not only an illegal migrant criminal, but he was a gangbanger, right? Tren de Agua, so. It's the way life goes, man. It's like... Yeah, I got videos of those guys over there at Leon Park, man. They're doing prostitution, drug dealing, all of that stuff right up there. I got videos going back. If you Google my page, you'll see it. Yeah, I've done that for a long time. It's like Johnny Boom Boom, who's on our page. He's been watching those guys for a long time, too. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Here's the thing. What I'm going to show you now, and then I'm going to talk about it. It shows what's going on here, right? That the criminals are being given preference over regular people, and it's called, these are political, socio-political terms, or poli-sci, it's called. See, the traffic's building up, so all right, I'm on the right track. See, this lady's trying to cross, right? They're supposed to let her go. Political science, right? Let's see if there's any more news.
Black Chicagoans about the impacts of systemic discrimination. Chicago's Office of Equity and Racial Justice is in charge of the effort, which includes an online survey as well as bus tours, panel discussions, town halls, and hearings, all with the goal of better understanding the Black experience across generations and devising a city plan for reparations. The next town hall is scheduled for April 9th at Malcolm X College. Mai Martinez, News Radio 105.
So when did Chicago become a slave state?
Protesting against proposed HIV and AIDS service cuts in Chicago and amid federal health care cuts. Today, AIDS Healthcare Foundation and its Chicago area affiliate organizations teamed up and rallied after a Chicago Department of Health HIV planning committee on the city's west side. Harold Sherry, who works for South Side Health Center, says planned funding cuts by the health department
federally will have an impact.
We've been doing certain programs for a number of years. They were very successful programs. But now that the funding has been cut, we have to eliminate those programs. We're losing programs that were successful, and definitely most of the underserved communities.
What's up, Jason?
With the budget cuts, we now have to cut those programs out because we can't afford to continue to do them without funding.
The city is working on a spending plan to be finalized in the coming weeks. Investigation underway in the southwest suburbs after possible human remains were found in Mokina. The Will County Sheriff's Office's land surveyors were working in a field near Oakwood and Town Line Road when they found what appeared to be a human skull. Afterwards, officers began canvassing the area and found additional bones throughout the field. Investigators have turned over all the remains to the Will County Coroner's Office for processing. Nice day today. Could get some thunderstorms tomorrow. When will they arrive? We're going to check in with AccuWeather and the 5-day forecast coming up.
Stay on top of the news. Sign up for WVD.
So we're going to show you something of what it's called anarcho-tyranny. That's the term. When the government allows crime and criminality, vagrancy, promotes vices like when the government does gambling, that's lottery, when the government allows selling of drugs and prostitution devices, right? Because it doesn't have an industrial base anymore. And it allows crime to happen. And then when you don't have a city sticker, or when your taillight's broken, or when you don't pay your taxes, which they just found on a Monday's report, they confiscate your property, which they found is illegal. In another state, Minneapolis, I think they said it's illegal to confiscate people's land and not give them the money. It was just a study now done in